على الفلاح.
A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Alhamdulillah, we thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala who has kept us to this moment. Again, special thanks to all of our viewers and our subscribers. We ask Allah to continue to be with you and grant you the best in this world and hereafter. Ameen. Alhamdulillah, a special welcome to all our viewers to this exciting episode of your favorite podcast, Knowledge for Edge. My name is Abdul Rahim. Inshallah, today we have a very amazing guest in the house, and today we are going to be discussing about a very important topic. This is a topic that, inshallah, if we pay very close attention to, I can assure to a very large extent that, bi-iznillah, we are going to have some amazing levels of breakthrough in our life, spiritually, physically, and otherwise. I will allow our stars to introduce himself to us, and then after which we will delve straight into the topic.
Well, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. By the grace of the Almighty Allah, my name is Maruf Ibrahim, and I'm in Benin here.
Okay.
I'm not unfamiliar with this arrangement. So
Okay.
thank you.
Alhamdulillah. And then you didn't tell our viewers that about your media works also. Maybe we'll get to talk about that later on. So for those of you that know Anaba Communications, this is the brain behind it. We ask Allah to continue to strengthen you in all that you do, and accept all of this from us as act of ibadah.
Ameen.
Now, Alhamdulillah, the topic of discourse today, inshallah, we are talking about Tahajjud, the night prayer. There's a lot of benefit and a lot of lessons that we can learn from it, and there's so much that we can actually gain in terms of improving and increasing our level of closeness to Allah as our judge, and so many more. So we want to talk about this and a host of other things that are surrounding this special salah. I call it special salah because a salah is a salah that, you know, if it is done with a lot of dedication and a lot of hope and trust in Allah as our judge, indeed it can revolutionize a nation and a race, and then of course individuals and families. So let's talk about Salatul Tahajjud.
Well, Salatul Tahajjud, as you rightly said, is a nocturnal spiritual exercise.
No.
And it is something that, firstly, before you can embark on it, you must be a Muslim. You must be one that is seeking proximity to the Almighty Allah. And you must be focused also, so to be able to gain all the benefits that are inherent in that spiritual exercise. Well, you see, it is a very unique exercise because in it, there is no show off. You understand? It's something.
In it, there is no show
There's
off.
no show off. It's something.
I think I like that.
It's something you do based on your inner conviction. You understand? They don't force you to do it. Only that, you see, just like you have the command to salat, to do salat, and the specific time also, Allah commanded it also in the Quran that we should do it. If you go to Quran, Surah to Zariyat, verse 17 and 18, you see there Allah say you stand but for some part of the night, you understand, to seek for forgiveness of Allah also. So I think that salat is very important. But the fact is that it is not everybody that can embark on it. Out of 10, you may find it difficult to get like 7 that can continue doing Salatul Tahajjud for like 1 year.
Wow.
So it is as let me say, I don't know to use whether it is as easy or difficult as that. So that's I think that's dawah for Tahajjud.
Okay. Now, Alhamdulillah, I think I would like to follow up with another question.
Okay.
Now, let's look at the timing. Then perhaps maybe we can also reference it with some natural occurrence, because aside Islam, we also have people from other faiths who are also taking advantage of this specific timing.
Okay.
So let's look at the timing and then its uniqueness and why the Tahajjud had to be specified to be observed.
Okay,
at that time.
Yeah, saying that some persons are also taking the advantage of the timing. That's why I mentioned initially that for you to embark on this thing, you must be, okay, maybe I didn't mention that, you must be a Muslim.
No.
And you must be somebody that is opting to be very, very close to Allah. And you must be a man of a mission. You understand? That's why you see in the life of all the prophets that even came before Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, they all embarked on this Salati Tahajjud, because one, a lot of things, a lot of difficulties will come their way in their mission in life. You understand? So because before that time, Allah will command them to do these things, and they always take it seriously. You understand? So that is why when they face challenges in life, they don't, no matter how difficult, they are patient. You understand? It is not easy. Some people say it is not easy to take it easy, and it is not easy.
It is not easy to take it easy,
and it is also not easy to be patient in the face of some kind of adversity.
That is true.
If you look at, let's just look at some reference in history. For somebody like Yusuf, he had a serious challenge. And what was the challenge? A very difficult challenge that out of 10, 9.5 may fall. That's the challenge of a very beautiful woman, wife of a king, who wanted to have an affair with him. And you know, the reason why Allah will tell you to do tahajjud is because of to protect you against future fitna. That was a fitna that came in, Abi.
Yes.
And for you to be guided, it is not easy to be guided. If I'm a Muslim, it's not enough for you to be guided. You need to do a lot of extra work, you understand, to make Allah give you all this type of the required guidance that you need to stand firm in your deen, al-Islam. So you look at when the trial came, for him to reject, for him to say, no, I cannot do this, it's based on the mercy, the guidance, and the grace of the Almighty Allah.
That has attracted via the Salah.
Based on all this spiritual exercise, like the tahajjud that they do, they cry to Allah, protect me, save me from what I know and what I don't know, what may befall me and all that. So Allah will, at that point, Allah will respond. You understand? And you see, when at the end of the day, what happened? Just like somebody predicted that the Prophet Muhammad was, even as a minor then, as a young boy, that he was going to be a prophet. But the mother held him and he said, this boy that you are holding is not an ordinary person. He will be a prophet. If I'm alive then, I will join, because his people will want to chase him out of his territory. So the Allah came to his rescue by way of Asad. Where he was running, the woman was chasing. And thank God for the kind of people, the wise men that they had in their society that time, that came to say, oh, if the cloth he is putting on, or he was putting on, is torn from the front, you know that the man wanted, but the woman didn't. But if it's from the back, you know that the man was running and the woman was the one at fault. So if you can see, it was not easy for him to run away from that fitna. It's because of all this guidance. So that's why initially you must be a Muslim, a focused Muslim, conscious Muslim, and you must be steadfast in this spiritual exercise. Because what you want from it is not a small thing. You want to be close to God. You want to be like what Ibrahim, what they refer to Ibrahim to
Khalilullah.
as the Khalilullah, the friend of Allah. You understand? So to get that right is not an easy task. So you must do that extra work, which is waking up when other people are sleeping. Observe this.
Now, talking about steadfastness, alhamdulillah, a lot has been talked about this topic before now, and people have come to understand that tahajjud is very potent, especially when it is done with a lot of consistency and a lot of steadfastness over a long period of time. Now, this will now get to the point where I would like to ask. Most people think tahajjud is like a quick fix. You have a problem, you have been living a bad life all this while, and then you have a challenge, and then everybody says turn to Allah in tahajjud, maybe for like few days or a week and thereabouts. Like, what do you have to say about this practice that people are engaging these days? You know, they have been living a bad life all this while, and then once they have a challenge, they think 2 nights of tahajjud can fix their lifetime of, you know, not living a very good life, so to say.
Well, what I will say to that is that who are we dealing with in this matter, self?
Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
It is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala who knows you more than you know yourself. If you are faithful, if you are truthful, if you are deceitful, He's aware, He knows everything. Look, if you are looking for Allah, if you are looking for Allah, Allah knows He will come and pick you up. The way He used to pick up all the prophets. You know, if you remember, Ibrahim was looking for Allah, and Allah came to pick him up. Prophet Muhammad was looking for Allah. He was secluding himself. You understand, for a long period of time with sincerity, that you cannot measure, but Allah can measure. You understand? When Allah measure and see that your level of sincerity meets the required the measure, He will come and pick you up. But when you are deceiving yourself, maybe you have been living some, what people do nowadays, they only remember Allah when they have problems.
Exactly.
But the people of Tahajjud don't remember Allah when they have problems. They engage in it for years when they don't have problem. So when they have problem, the solution will just come up like a missile defensive system. You know what missile defensive system does is that when you fire and they are not aware, the authority is not aware.
Exactly.
The system will regulate itself and move. That is how Allah works. For His people, for those He calls His friend. You know, as human being, you can disappoint people. Allah does not sleep. When we recite our Allah la ilaha illa huwa when we recite we mentioned there that Allah do not sleep at all. So Allah is always awake, He's conscious, He protects everybody, and He knows His people. Once you are facing that challenge, He will move immediately. You understand? Look at the case of Ibrahim, Ismail. When he was going to slaughter Ismail, Allah said, no, this man is my friend. The boy is a true servant, my true servant. Before that knife touches his throat, he must be there, Jibril. Did that not happen? Exactly. That is how Allah rescues people that are His people that practice Tahajjud, not for the fun of it, not to make jest of themselves, not to because they are encountering problem now, they want to solve Allah, they now just venture into Tahajjud. No, Tahajjud is not a thing it's not an accidental exercise. It's something you do, you get used to it. You understand? And one thing I also need to tell you, Tahajjud prayer, sometimes for those who are really used to it, it is part of them, whether they set alarm. Initially they set alarm, but as time goes on, they don't
need an alarm anymore.
And sometimes the alarm say fail. But something that is controlled by human. You understand?
Exactly.
Sometimes you may even forget. You understand? But for those people, once it is time, their eyes will open.
Subhanallah.
You understand? So when you get to that level, but another thing is this: when we talk about Tahajjud, it is not an exercise. That even when you understand that you are now feeling, there are some feelings that you get when you are a man of Tahajjud. When you are used to Tahajjud, there are some spiritual feelings that you see. Allah communicates with you, just like He communicated with Musa on the road. You understand? Allah talks. Those are special favors for special people that are close to Allah. You understand? So it is not a thing. It is not a feat that when you achieve, you begin to use to brag. No, you don't brag with it. You see, when that is where the kuffar miss it. You understand? They tell you Jesus can do this, Jesus can do that. No, even the Jesus you see did this or did that was never. Did not brag with those things. You understand? Did not brag.
The miracles that he did.
If you call him to come and do some things, he would, as he's going, he will be praying. Allah, make these things. Help me. Don't disgrace me in this matter. That is what he's praying for. As he's going, he's doing all those prayers. You don't know. You understand? But for you to now come and say, no, it's this, he can, because he did this, because he did that, he's got, no. That's not the issue. That's not, the prophet don't conflict the message. It is only human that are conflicting the message based on our own selfish interest. That's why those people, all the prophets, they are humble people. Despite the fact that Allah can come to their rescue at any point in time. You understand? So it is not for you to now say, when you have problem, I'll go and do 2 rakah, like what people do in Ramadan. Sometimes they don't pray the national prayer, this Tahajjud.
Yeah.
They just wait 21, 23, 25, 20. We don't.
Yes, the odd nights.
Our spirit, our level of Islam should be above that. You understand? There all this prescription they give. At least when I read about this Tahajjud some time ago, I saw Allah say it is an additional prayer. An additional prayer means that you have an additional reward. You understand? But people don't want it. Instead, people prefer to patronize malams. Malam, help me do this. Malam, help me do that. But do you know that the prayer you do with your mouth when people are sleeping is more than anything that anybody can do?
And then you communicate with your Lord, yourself, and then you relay everything.
The communication, yes, you relay those things with emotion.
Exactly.
You understand? And Allah will be looking at you.